Yeah, I just thought Kelly was superb. I think she got better as the game went on. I haven't even gotten to look at it yet, but to hold those guys down to a couple hit, she had 8 strikeouts. That's big time for us. So again, I thought she started good, but finished great. And then to come off the bench to come back in is not easy to do. She handled that really well. So some timely hits. I liked how we answered their run right away, and then there was a little bit of silence. And then 5th inning, they responded to a call from the coaches and did a really good job of attacking and keeping things going. So well played, very well played today.
Ryan Aber and then Ryan Chapman.
Kelly, a couple things from you about your performance. Just settling down after that early home run. I imagine it helps when your team goes out and scores 2. But what was the key to that, and how'd you maneuver that? And then how difficult is it to come back after exiting the game, especially so quickly?
Well, I know my team always has my back, so I wasn't too worried in the first inning when that happened. I knew that I was kind of getting behind in counts, and I kind of wanted to flip that and get ahead. And so I think middle of the game to the end is kind of where I started getting in that groove. And then Coach always talks about staying locked in, no matter the circumstance, and I knew that I had Carly's back in that situation.
Tiare, Patty just mentioned the call from the coaches, but what was that conversation like? How did you guys receive that and use that to kind of roll through?
I think just them telling us to make adjustments, and I think right away we did that. Kind of just got, kind of going through the same things inning after inning, but finally just able to make a couple adjustments, and it worked out. So definitely them calling us out, and we answered really well, and it just happened to work out.
But when you're going through that lull, how big is it for the offense when you have Kelly not just performing well, but striking out, like the side, stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely helps us. Just like we have her back, she has ours, and just goes back and forth. Defense played really great too, so it's glad in that moment that she had ours in that moment, and that we can just get some for her.
Jesse?
Patty, you mentioned that the response in the first inning and the hits in the 5th, it seemed like Tiare and Ella were big parts of both those innings. Just how big have they been in that 2 and 3 spots in the lineup, especially these last few days?
I like it. I feel good when I see them come up. I like Jada in that leadoff. She's really starting to get hot, and she can lay down the bunt, beat it out. She is a good hitter, knows how to hit in big moments. And then these two, it's fun because I can do a lot of things with both of them. But there were some battling at bats. I think Alyssa Brito was one. Is that right? Somebody was
Pickering. It was Pickering.
The 12 pitch at bat first.
Pickering. And then I think Ella's first at bat wasn't great, but what I love about her is that she just adjusts. She wants to learn. She's asking information from the left side. What do I need? What did you see? It's just really wonderful to see these freshmen go into another orbit right now.
James Hale and then Daniel.
Patty, your team responded to every adversity. Even when they score 2, Kelly comes in and shuts them down. How important is that at that point? And, when you did that with Carly was taking off her cleats. Was Kelly taking off her cleats when you asked her to come back in?
No. It's important that we give big moment opportunities to some of our pitchers. So some people might go, "What are you doing?" And we know what we're doing. We know what we have to do. So although she didn't have a lot of success, we still believe in her, but we needed to get that momentum shut down quickly. So she was standing right next to me. We were talking about it, and do you need to go back to the bullpen? No, I don't. So stay right here, and let's see how this plays out.
Tiare, you had that big home run in the 5th to extend the lead a little bit. What's kind of just been working for you offensively these past couple of days?
I think just sticking to my routine, not feeling rushed in the box, just being able to get my deep breaths and being aggressive and swinging at good pitches.
Ella, what did change after the first at bat, and talk about the home run there in the 6th?
Just learning how to adjust to the different pitchers. I know my first at bat wasn't the best, but learning from the next at bats after that was what I was really focusing on, and just learning how to learn from that first at bat.
Clay and then Tarek.
Yeah, Tiare,
you endured quite a big slump yourself, and maybe your team did a little bit too over that same time frame. How far back do you think you are to the player you recognize, and how far back do you think your team is to that team that you guys have been for so long?
I think the big thing is I think we get in trouble when we start comparing what we were or what we used to be or whatnot, and I think that's where we start getting in trouble. But staying present, I mean, we've been talking about just staying present and not missing any moment. So it's kind of just no looking back, no looking ahead, but staying in each moment and just not letting us get too far ahead or just getting too down on ourselves and just resetting every game. I mean, if I don't have success, I know someone's going to pick me up. Same thing with on offense and defense, but just not letting ourselves get too ahead of ourselves, just staying right where we are and learning from each other.
Tiare, Coach talked about some of the battles at the plate today. What does that do for you guys, seeing your teammates battle like that and come out on top?
Yeah, I think, again, just all about learning. We see everyone having good at-bats. I know Pickering was working her butt off. Just learning and learning. We could see them again, so just learning how to make adjustments. And I just think it kind of just helped us fight in that moment and know that we're on it, we're sticking with it and stick to the game plan, just keep on fighting and keep on battling.
Last few, Mason, then Ryan Chapman.
Patty, you had that 5 infielder shift to kind of neutralize their leadoff hitter. How big was that? And did you get everything out of that you wanted to?
Everything and more, yeah, because she is the party starter there, and it is important for us to keep her off the base pass. First pitch, she's going to steal. She's leads the Pac-12 in stolen bases, and I think their team does as well. So it was really important for us to plug up those holes and see what we could do with that.
Patty mentioned that information loop. Obviously, you're talking to JT in the dugout. Any other voices from anyone else in the lineup that you kind of turn to get that information as you're sifting through?
All the lefties that are in the lineup, just figure out what they were getting in their at-bats, and I learned from that, and I kind of just adjust based on what they got as well.
Last one for Ryan Avery.
Yeah, Tiare and Ella want to ask you about, Patty talked about Cassidy's at bat there in the first yesterday. Alyssa had the long at bat. What does that do for a bench and a lineup to get a hitter battling like that, and obviously giving you more looks and just fighting the way that those two have the last couple of days?
Yeah, I think just getting as much information from the pitcher, that definitely helps. But just that mentality of we're not going to be denied. And I think once they keep fighting and the dugout sees that and everybody sees it, we kind of just ride on that energy. But it definitely means a lot to us when we're having at-bats like that.
I think it just builds the intensity and builds everybody's confidence. And like you said, just learning from the at-bats.